Welcome back, students. So in your last lecture we have understood about the life cycle phases. Now we'll try to understand artifacts of the process. So what are the different artifacts of the process we are going to understand. In your conventional model, it is completely dependent upon sequential development of your activities. So sequential development of activities, like first you are supposed to create your requirements. So once your requirements are created, you are supposed to create your design. After your design was created, then you go with testing that particular model. After completing your testing, you go with your deployment of your model. So after deployment, you go with, if based on the requirements, you can go with revisiting the points once again, that is providing support to your model and making any necessary changes. So this is very cost effective and this particular model is not going to identify all your problems at the very first phase. So this particular model is not suitable for the modern software development process what we are going to deal now. So in order to overcome this, we are going to make use of the modern software. Like in order to overcome the problems with your conventional model, we are going to make use of the latest software models now. So first we'll try to understand what are these artifact sets here. So here this latest model is going to majorly focus on this artifact sets. So what do I mean? First we'll try to understand what are these artifact sets here. So artifact sets here are actually, it is a combination of two words. One is your artifact, second is your set. So what is a set? So set is nothing but it is a collection of information. Set is nothing but it is a collection of information. So what is this artifact? Artifact, it is nothing but it is a collection of interrelated information related to your project. So what is this artifact? Artifact is considered as your interrelated information related to your project. So what is it related to? It is related to the development of your project, integration of your project and whatever. So whatever the different parts of your project, whether they are integrated to related phases, we say them to be your artifacts. So all your artifacts are actually divided into 5 different sets. All the different types of artifacts related to your project were divided into five different sets. So first is your management set. So management set basically discusses about the agreement. So agreement related to the personnel of the projects, that is we say it to be a project personnel and the management. Right? So project personnel indicates the people who are working on that particular project. Say for example, your project managers, your engineers, your testers, your developers, your coders, all these will fall under your project personnel. And whenever I go with this management I can also say them to be a stakeholders. So for whom you are going to create your project, all those people will fall under your stakeholders. So this particular management phase or management set, it is going to focus on all the integrated related or interrelated information related to these particular people and these particular stakeholders. Right? So this is the very first set, and from second set to fifth set, all these will fall under your engineering sets. So engineering set, this directly indicates that these are the set of artifacts which fall under your project requirements, development and all. So first is your requirement set. So what is this requirement set here? Requirement set focuses on what are the requirements of your projects majorly. So it is going to focus on what are the different requirements defined by your project stakeholders, right? So this requirements are basically, it is supposed to be evaluated and it should be assessed and they are supposed to be measured. So all the requirements which are provided by the stakeholders or your management, they are supposed to be taken into consideration, and once they are taken, your requirement set is going to perform this evaluation, assessment and measure, and it is going to measure whether they are going to suit your requirements or not, whether all the requirements are taken into consideration or not. So this will help the programmers or your engineering people to start developing your project. So this requirement set, it is basically focusing on your release of your software. So what do I mean by this release of your software here is whether you are going to release your software in sequential phases or not. In your first phase, you have released your first software version. In your second phase, you go with your second software version. Whether these are justifying all these points will be focused by your requirement set. Second is your design set. So design set basically depends on the design of your project. So which particular tools, again designing indicates which UMLs you are going to use and which particular testing you are going to use, right? So what are the different classes that are required in your project? What are the different collaborations that are supposed to be used in your project? So all these will be taken in, all these are grouped into your set called as design set. So this particular design set is going to again identify whether your model which you are going to build is consistent or not, and at the same time it will also help you out in identifying whether the tools, required tools as per your project development are are they consistent or not. So these are the different artifacts related to your design set. And third you have is your implementation set. So implementation set, it majorly focuses with your construction or your development, or I can also say it to be a code. So your implementation set basically goes with the code part of your project. So code part indicates how many classes you are going to generate here, how many classes you are going to code, how many classes you are going to create on your automate. All this will fall under your implementation set. So this is going to analyze the consistency of your design model again. So once here you have created your model, so whether this particular design model is up to the mark related to your implementation will be analyzed by your implementation set. If any requirements have come across, or if in your implementation set, if it has identified that your design set is not consistent, then your design set is supposed to be remodified and your implementation set will come into picture once again, right? So here this is basically working on the current version, and based on the requirement your management can change the version of your software again. And when you go with this deployment set, so deployment set majorly focuses on the executability part, executable part of your software. So executable part indicates what is the release you have done, so after releasing that particular software, where did you deploy that particular project? Deploy means where did you give that particular project, and what is that support you are providing related to that particular software deployment. So all these points will fall under your deployment set. So your deployment set majorly focuses on the different set of notations again. So for each and every phase you have different set of notations. So your management set is going to follow some set of notations which will help you in documenting your data. At the same time, your requirement set can be created by using different sets. So each and every sets here, they have their own notations. So you are supposed to create your artifacts as per the notations defined by your software management. So software process. So that is all about your artifacts in your project here. So let us discuss your next concepts in your next video. Thank you.